You've probably heard of this stuff before. I bet you have. Well, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave from Chase the Summit. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be talking about Athletic Greens AG1. This is actually a supplement or a nutrition thing, and I mainly focus on like fitness tech and GPS watches and things like that. But I found this stuff really interesting and I feel like I wanted to talk about it on this channel. So that's what we're gonna do today. This stuff is basically designed for anyone and it's friendly with vegans, paleo, keto friendly, as well as anything else. Like they really designed this to be a global thing, should be healthy for anyone to take, I hope. And Athletic Greens marketing has made some bold statements about this stuff and what it does to your immune system and how it helps with athletic performance and recovery. So I was really curious to try this stuff out myself and see what it's all about. And what really fascinates me about AG1 and Athletic Greens as a whole is because everybody has heard of this stuff. If you listen to basically any big podcast out there like Joe Rogan Experience.
This episode is brought to you by Athletic Greens.
Anybody else, Athletic Greens is sponsoring a ton of creators, even on YouTube, and really this brand is all over the place. So I wanted to find out for myself what it's all about. Is this stuff actually good, or is it just all marketing and hype because of all of the content they sponsor and all of the people they're paying to say good things about it? I should probably mention that this is not a sponsored review and Athletic Greens is not paying me to make this video. I bought this stuff with my own hard-earned money and I've been taking it for 2 months now. So I figure if there's any benefit to this stuff, I should be feeling it by now because it's been 2 months. That's a good amount of time. And before we dive in, if you do find this video helpful or educational or just passes the time for you, I would really like it if you hit the thumbs up and subscribe button down below because that does help me out and shows me that you enjoyed this video so I can keep making more. First up, let's talk about buying this stuff, the experience of actually purchasing AG1. It's very expensive. This stuff is not cheap. It's a very expensive product. So the first order that I placed was $79 plus shipping plus tax. That all came to $92 in total. And this is just the first order. And in that order, they give you a few other things that are kind of thrown in for free. Then every time you need to reorder, which is about every month, it's supposed to be a 1 month supply every time you order. It's another $79, but you don't get all the freebies you get with the first order. They basically just ship you a bag of the green stuff that's inside this jar to fill up the jar again and keep using it. After I placed my order on the Athletic Greens website, I got a shipping notification pretty quickly and I had the product in my hands within a couple of days. When I got the box, it was actually a really fun unboxing and I kind of regret that I didn't actually film the unboxing, but I'll try to find some stock imagery and throw them on the screen here so you know what it looks like. It basically felt like I was unboxing like a MacBook Pro or something. First of all, you get this really cool AG1 jar. I don't know if you can see on the screen there, but it says AG1 across the front there. And it's got a little twist lock cover that pops off and you can get your AG1 out of there. This is made out of an aluminum. It's got a plastic cap. It feels pretty durable, pretty premium, and I like the branding and everything, just kind of felt cohesive with the unboxing experience. You also get a mixer bottle in there that's really nice looking. It's a clear plastic with a green cap. Unfortunately, I threw my mixer bottle in the dishwasher a couple of times and my dishwasher totally melted this thing and it doesn't really work anymore. So just be careful about the mixer bottle if you do get one. And with my order as a promo, they threw in a little eyedropper of vitamin D that you can take. It was about a month supply that you can take every day. A nice throw in. And they also throw in a AG1 Athletic Greens travel pack. So these are individually packaged versions of the AG1 that you get in bulk that you can throw in your backpack or in your suitcase if you're going on a trip or something like that. In the box, they also throw in this metal measuring spoon, which is pretty cool. Feels really high quality, and apologies, mine's covered in the Athletic Greens stuff, but this is what it looks like. And the final thing in the box is going to be the bag of Athletic Greens itself. It comes in a little Ziploc bag that's, you tear off the top, you dump it into this jar or whatever you want to use for storage, and you're ready to go. So like I said, this is a supplement that you basically mix into your water and take it every day. But you might be wondering what's actually in this stuff and why does it cost so much money? Well, let's take a look at the back of the box here. And if you want to pause the video to read all of this stuff, I highly recommend it because I'm definitely not going to read through all of it. There are a ton of ingredients in AG1. You've got your basics like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E. You've got thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, folate, B12, biotin, pantho blah blah. I can't even pronounce half this stuff. And then on the right side here, you have more active ingredients, I guess, where you've got alkaline, nutrient-dense, raw superfood complex, which is like a proprietary blend from Athletic Greens. Then you've got nutrient-dense extracts and herbs, digestive enzymes, and dairy-free probiotics. So there's a lot inside this stuff. And I'm no doctor or scientist. I don't know the value of all of this stuff. I'm just hoping it helps me out. Now I want to talk about the taste and drinkability of the Athletic Greens AG1. This is something I was pretty concerned about because honestly, I'm a little picky when it comes to like flavored drinks and supplements and things like that. And up front, I did not love the flavor of AG1. It basically has this like coconut lemon mixed with like lawn clippings, kind of seaweed, grassy, weird flavor. In the first couple of days taking this stuff was a little bit of a struggle, if I'm going to be honest. I was kind of gulping it down and trying to get through it pretty quick. You're supposed to mix the AG1 with 8 to 12 ounces of water, and I was erring on the lower side, even though it was more potent by going with less water. It just was like over more quickly. So I was trying to just chug it down and not have to taste it. After a couple of weeks of taking it and becoming like my daily habit, it actually started to grow on me, and I'm at a point now, 2 months later, where I actually do like the taste of AG1. It's really not bad. The coconut flavor does stand out. The lemony flavor is pretty good. And if you get it mixed with really cold water, like super duper cold from the fridge or something like that, it does taste pretty good. There is something I want to mention though, and that's with the drinkability of it. It is a little bit gritty. There's like it almost tastes like beach sand when you get to the bottom of the drink and you go for that last swig. There's like a grittiness to it that just isn't great. So when I get to the bottom, I like to mix in just a little bit more water, swish it around a little bit, and then gulp it down because the sediment or whatever settles to the bottom is a little bit rough. And before we move on to the sort of benefits and things I felt while using Athletic Greens AG1, I just want to give you a rundown on my use case, like my biomarkers. Is that the right word I'm using? I'm a 37-year-old guy. I'm a runner where I run between 30 to 50 miles a week, depending on how active I'm training. I'm fairly healthy. I've got 4 kids that keep me very busy running around, doing things, and I stay pretty active. However, I do have a desk job that does limit my ability to be super active throughout the day, so there's that. In terms of a diet, I do keep a fairly strict diet throughout the day. However, I'm not like a vegan or paleo or keto or anything like that. I just try not to be a jerk with what I eat, basically. And in terms of vitamins, like what I took before AG1, I would take a couple of daily multivitamins that I bought from the local convenience store. Nothing fancy, just your basic like vitamin C and calcium and things like that. But I've replaced all of that with AG1. Okay, now let's talk about what I actually felt like I got out of this. First, I want to preface this by saying a vitamin or a product like this is really hard to review because quantifying what days feel good and what days feel bad and if this had any effect on that is not easy to do, and I'm not a scientist. I wasn't taking my blood every day or testing anything. So I'm just going to give you my subjective experience and my opinions on what I feel like so far. Okay, so the first thing that I did notice while taking Athletic Greens, probably the most notable thing, is a general feeling of feeling less bloated overall. So just on the day-to-day, feeling like my gut wasn't like blowing up with gas or feeling weird or anything like that. Not to be gross, okay? But like just feeling thinner and a little bit leaner throughout the day, even though my weight hasn't changed. Just overall a feeling of less, bloatedness. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Another thing I did notice is that I did feel a little bit more energetic after drinking AG1, like almost immediately nowadays, because I've been taking it so long in the morning. When I chug it down, I do feel like a little bit more clear and more energy. It's a little bit of a rush after I take it. So there's that. Another thing I've noticed while taking Athletic Greens AG1 is that my resting heart rate has actually dropped a little bit, but I can't attribute this to the AG1 itself because I have some other factors, like I've been training pretty hard for a race coming up and I've been eating a little healthier and I feel like my fitness is improving a little bit. So I can't really attribute all of that to the AG1, but it is something that did happen during the use of AG1. This could all be placebo. These are just like subtle things that I've been noticing during the use of AG1, and I can't really attribute it to the use of AG1. I really don't know. All right, rounding down to the end of this video, I just want to give you my final thoughts and recommendations with AG1. Is it worth it? Should you buy it? Let's talk about it. First of all, this stuff is incredibly expensive for what you're getting. At about $92 every time you need to refill your AG1 container, that's $92 a month. That's basically the expense of like a really nice gym membership, basically your cable bill, your phone bill. That's a big expense every month. And on the topic of money, it is important to realize that AG1 or Athletic Greens isn't a very unique product. There's actually other products out there like from Bear Nutrition that do a very similar thing, or at least claim to do a very similar thing. And they're all green drinks that have a ton of vitamins and things in them that are similar to AG1. I personally haven't tried them. Maybe I should to make another video, but just know that there are less expensive options out there. And those other options are as little as like $29 a month or $40 a month instead of $92 a month, which is a lot. Another thing is, like I said already, I don't know if this stuff actually did anything or if it was all placebo, or if it was other factors like just eating healthier, exercising more, and sleeping better that played a role in how I felt. It could be that stuff, it could be this, I'm really not sure. What I can say about AG1 is that I do like the habit, and I've started to look forward to drinking this stuff in the morning because, like I said, it does feel like a little bit of a boost of energy in the morning, and I like the flavor now after using it for a couple of months, and I'm probably gonna continue to use it. So at the end of the day, what's my takeaway on Athletic Greens as a whole? I actually like this stuff, and I'm gonna continue using it, but I don't know if it did anything, so this video is kind of endless. I could just keep saying that over and over again. I'm gonna continue to keep taking this stuff and see if the effects become more apparent over time, and maybe I'll post an update video down the road if I notice anything. Honestly, at this point, I'm only taking this stuff because I've started to like the taste of it, and it does seem like a healthy habit to keep up with over time. So yeah, okay, this was a weird one. I hope someone out there found it helpful because I feel like this whole video is inconclusive, but I wanted to share my thoughts anyway. All right, I'm done. I'm done now, I think. Yeah, okay, bye.